Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of technical analysis on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets, and I'm sure you guys know what we're going to be discussing in today's video, but I'll give you an intro anyway. As we can see here in the last 12 hours or so, Bitcoin has dropped below the support level of $4,000, which we had seen Bitcoin holding for the last couple of days. We're on hourly candlesticks here, and as we can see, Bitcoin had been holding above this for a little while. Now, I wasn't convinced that this was going to hold. I'm going to quote myself saying that later on in the video, but really, $4,000 wasn't even the bottom that I was looking for. I was honestly looking for $3,000 to be a bottom or another level that I'm about to show you guys. I had a feeling that we were going to break $4,000, and it seems that we have, because last night we pulled all the way down to around $3,450 or so with this little wicks right there, right down to around $3,460, give or take some change. And in today's video, I want to talk about, again, where the bottom is for Bitcoin. I know I've talked about this a lot in the past, but every time I make a new video on this, Bitcoin goes below where I was saying that perhaps we'd go to. Like I said, I didn't expect us to actually bottom out permanently at $4,000, but I do want to talk about where I could possibly see Bitcoin going and permanently bottoming out and finally starting this accumulation phase and ending the bear market at, because there's a couple of different levels where I see that happening. We're going to be discussing all of that and more in today's video. So if you enjoyed today's video, definitely consider dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button. I have also heard reports of people not getting the video showing up in their subscription fee, so go ahead and smash that notification bell. Join the notification squad, and you can be here when the videos go live and watch during the premiere so that you will know they're going on. One more thing that I want to talk about before the video gets started is the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. If you guys are interested in joining CT2A, check the link in the description down below. Don't buy it today, though. If you're going to buy the course, buy it tomorrow on Cyber Monday. I hope today is Sunday and I don't have my days wrong. Anyway, I am going to be giving a 20% discount for Cyber Monday, and it's probably a good idea for you guys to get in on that because that will drop the course price down to $80. That is the cheapest the course is ever going to be, because on Wednesday, those 5 new videos that I've been promising for a little while, and I've had all these things happen in real life to slow me down, is finally going to be launching. 5 new videos are going to be added to the course, and with that, the price is going to be increasing. So $80 is the cheapest you're ever going to see the course. So if you want to go ahead and get in, I do recommend doing it tomorrow. Now, without much further ado, let's actually go ahead and get on into the video. Like I said, Bitcoin's trading around $3,821 at the moment. Let's go ahead and jump on over to CoinMarketCap and do the crypto market recap, and we'll jump back into the TA. Not sure why I sorted by change over the last 24 hours. I know how to do this whole crypto market recap thing. I came up with the phrase anyway. Bitcoin, like I said, is currently trading around $3,800 to $3,900, depending on the exchange you're looking at. Of course, on Bitfinex, actually, Bitcoin's still trading just a little bit below $4,000. We did see a proper break of it, but we're not trading as far down as we are, of course, on Coinbase. There's a big discrepancy in these two charts, which I'm very annoyed by. That kind of sprung up a couple of weeks ago when a lot of people lost faith in US dollar Tether. As we can see, Tether is not trading at $1 as it's supposed to be, and it's down by about 1% over the last 24 hours. Not exactly the purpose of a stable coin to be moving, but nevertheless, that is what is going on, and that is what seems to be, anyway, the cause of that discrepancy between the two charts. Bitcoin's daily volume over the last 24 hours is hovering around $6.23 billion, down by 10% on the day. Not a great move for Bitcoin if you were going long. I do hope you guys didn't think that $4,000 was the bottom, and if you did, I hope you guys had stop losses. I harp on this a lot, and I'm going to go ahead and harp on it again while we're at it, because this is a good learning opportunity for you guys. One thing that you would need to know when trading is that whenever you see what appears to be a rather strong or important or significant, whatever word you want to use, level of support like $4,000 seemed to be. Now, of course, I'm going to quote myself here in a second saying that I thought Bitcoin was going to break $4,000. But if you see a strong level of support like this, it's a good idea to put a stop loss right below it. It's a very good idea to cover yourself. It's a very, very good idea to try and protect yourself from the market going below the level of support that could potentially break, even if it doesn't seem like it's ever going to break. $6,000 was another good example. You guys can go back and find videos of me saying that I didn't think $6,000 was going to break. Now, with that said, I have to make sure you guys understand that I did give it a percentage chance. I didn't think it was most likely, but I did give it a chance, of course. I didn't say it would never happen. But you do always want to protect yourself with stop losses, especially below big levels of support like $4,000 and $6,000. Anyway, continuing on here, if we sort by change over the last 24 hours, we can see market ain't doing so well right now. We see 6 cryptocurrencies in the green, and that's about it, one of them being a stable coin. And if we scroll down here, market's not looking that great. We see probably, I don't know, you guys can count that, 60, 70 double-digit losers today. Not a great day. We only have seen one double-digit loser, though, in Metaverse ETP. If I remember correctly, Metaverse ETP was at the top of the market yesterday, but I might be wrong on that. I do remember seeing this at either the top or the bottom of this change over the last 24-hour list. Not really a great day for a lot of the top 10 either, because if we sort by that, again, we can see Stellar is down 17%, Bitcoin Cash down 17%, XRP down 12%. The rest of the market is really starting to catch up with XRP. XRP was holding very strong for a while. It's starting to not hold as strong anymore. Bitcoin Cash is getting absolutely slaughtered, which is interesting because a lot of people are blaming the whole fiasco with Bitcoin Cash as to be the cause of what has happened here to the whole Bitcoin market. As we can see, Bitcoin Cash against Bitcoin, by the way, which is also crashing, has dived off a cliff. Not really a great time for Bitcoin Cash, nor is it a great time for the rest of the market if you guys are looking to be long. If you guys are shorting, well, I'm sure you're having a lot of fun right now. But for the rest of us, not a great time. Anyway, it's not a great time for the short term. I'm not going to get into my long-term spiel like you guys know I like to do, but as I always want to remind you guys, just because the short term isn't looking all that great, doesn't mean the long term is looking any different. I still think the long term looks very, very bullish, even if the next couple of weeks might not be so. Anyway, let's finally go ahead and get on into the technical analysis portion of today's video, and I do want to go ahead and roll a clip from the last video, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. This is probably going to be a little weird for you guys because there's two of me talking. I promise it's going to be weird for me too, so let's go ahead and do this. My point here is, if $4,000 was going to hold in the long term, and it wasn't just a pit stop on the way to lower levels, why haven't we gotten a stronger bounce yet? I'm going to throw that question back to you guys, but I'm going to tell you what it makes me think. It makes me think that $4,000 is going to hold for a little while, perhaps long enough for the daily RSI to correct back up to maybe 30 or 40, perhaps even 50, because you can reset RSI by trading sideways. Perhaps we're going to see something like that, but then I think we're going to go lower. I don't actually think that $4,000 is going to hold permanently. Now, there. So I really didn't think that $4,000 was going to hold. Like I said in the other video, I just played it. You guys know that I had a feeling that it might have held for a little bit longer. I was saying it may have held for a day or two, maybe 2-3 days, maybe even a week. But I did have a feeling that $4,000 was going to break. And one of the major reasons for that is because if we go back here to the Bitfinex chart, we have to go this far back in time. Since Bitcoin has broken $6,000, and since $6,000 is analogous to the $300 level that we saw in this bear market over here, let me give you a visual of that. This $300 level right here is analogous to $6,000 in the current Bitcoin market. When we broke this level, Bitcoin retraced by about 50%. We pulled back down from around $300 to around $160, about a 45 to 50% bearish move right down here, maybe $170, whatever the level is. We're going to call it 50% for simplicity. If we were to see the same thing happen, and so far, since we have actually broken $6,000, the market seems to be following almost the exact same pattern. If the same thing were going to happen, and it seems like it's going to, where that would put Bitcoin is retracing by about 50%. So if we pull out our measuring device over here, you can get over here and click this measuring tool, very useful tool here on TradingView. That would see Bitcoin pulling back, if we follow the same pattern, to somewhere between $3,000 to $3,200. And while in this video, I'm not going to call $3,000 or $3,200 as the bottom, you guys know I want to give the market more time to develop and try and establish a stronger bottom before I start saying what I think the bottom is. That does seem like a decent level for Bitcoin to be going to, partially because it would follow the exact same pattern that Bitcoin has been following for a very long time, which has been the pattern of mirroring the 2014-15 bear market. We've seen that happen a lot in this market, even so far as breaking the hard level of support of $6,000, breaking bearish out of a descending triangle pattern. All of those patterns have continued to repeat themselves, and if the market repeated that part of the 50% retracement below $6,000 again, that would bring Bitcoin down to around $3,000. So let's go ahead and analyze that level of $3,000 to maybe $3,500 and see how likely it is for Bitcoin to get a bounce there. Let's try and get an idea of how strong that is, because like I said in that video and like I'm saying in this video, I didn't really think Bitcoin was going to hold $4,000 permanently. It just didn't seem like it was strong enough. It seemed like too much of an arbitrary level. So let's go ahead and get into that. There's two main things that I want to bring up about $3,000 that I find very, very strong. One of them is that $3,000 is, of course, a big even, has 3 zeros in it. That's a big even. But the other thing I want to talk about is that $3,000 was an all-time high at one point. And that's pretty important because as we can see over here, back over here in June of 2017, I was here for this market. Bitcoin ran, actually I wasn't here for this market. I got into the market right over there somewhere. But the all-time high for Bitcoin when I got into the market was $3,000 right back over there. Bitcoin had run up to 3K, and that was a very, very big deal because a lot of people were expecting for a bear market to start after this because we had had a very, very large run-up running up to this. As you can see, when I put the chart like this, that looks like a major run up, because just a few months earlier, here at the beginning of 2017, Bitcoin was trading at $1,000. And it ran to $3,000 by the end of quarter 2 of 2017. Very, very important all-time high at the time. I want to make sure you guys understand how significant this was back at the time. And it was kind of difficult for Bitcoin to get back up above this level. As you can see, I was in the market and active during this time. Bitcoin was trading below this level, and we did finally get above it, go on the bull run, of course. A lot of good fundamentals and technicals back here. But $3,000 is a significant level. I want to make sure you guys realize that. It is a significant level. And as I've said in many other videos, previous levels of support can become new levels of resistance. And previous levels of resistance can become new levels of support. And $3,000 is both a level of support and a level of resistance, because not only was it an all-time high, it was the bottom of a downtrend, a negative rally, a bearish rally, whatever you want to call it. When Bitcoin was pulling back from $5,000, we pulled down to $3,000. So $3,000 is a significant level of support and resistance. In our case, a level of support that I would look for Bitcoin to be going to. And that's why for a long time I had said that if Bitcoin ever broke $6,000, I said this in probably a dozen videos before we actually did. If Bitcoin ever breaks $6,000, this is what I said. If Bitcoin ever breaks $6,000, we're headed straight to $5,000 within the first couple of days, and we're probably going to go as low as $3,000 or $4,000. I'll go and find a quote of me saying that, because people don't seem to believe that I said that. I said that probably more than a dozen times. That has always been my stance, and it seems that what I'm saying is true. It seems that we are going to go down to $3,000, because I don't necessarily think that we're just going to stop somewhere random like $3,500. Normally, like I was telling someone in the Discord server the other day, you can join the Discord server in the link in the description down below. Like I was telling someone in the Discord server yesterday, at the last night actually, when Bitcoin was breaking $4,000, they were asking me, well, Jeb, where's the bottom? I get that question a lot, as you might imagine. And what I said is that I don't know exactly where the bottom is, but I'll tell you what tends to happen in free fall like this. What tends to happen is that Bitcoin tends to get caught by big even levels of support that used to be a level of support or resistance, like $3,000, or they get caught by the other level I want to talk about, and that is by moving averages. Another place that a market in free fall will often get caught is a moving average. And as we can see right here, what is directly below us? That's right, the 200 weekly simple moving average is not far below us, right here. Right here down around $3,100 to $3,200 is the 200 weekly simple moving average. Now, the 200 weekly simple moving average, we have to go on the Bitfinex chart to see if this has had any real significance, but the point here is that it really hasn't. But what I wanted to show you is that on the daily chart, this the simple moving average has had quite a lot of significance. If we look back over here, Bitcoin has gotten resistance on this level many times. Right back over here, we got rejected. Right here, we got rejected. Right there, we got rejected. And in fact, the 200 simple moving average is very important on the daily chart as well, because the last time that Bitcoin got above it, at the tail end of the last accumulation phase, that signaled the beginning of a bull market. Now, of course, the 200 daily simple moving average and the 200 weekly simple moving average are two different moving averages, but this moving average right here, right around the time we got above it, right around this time, back over here on October the 13th to the 15th, I have a whole video on that. I'll link that in the top right if I'm here when the video goes live. But my point is, this is a very important moving average. Last time we got above it in a major way, Bitcoin kicked off a bull run that would last for another 2 years. That's on the daily chart. We haven't seen Bitcoin age long enough to see what really happens with the 200 weekly simple moving average, because that's basically a 4 yearly simple moving average. That's a very long moving average, of course. So what's the point here? Bitcoin is trading down towards it and moving down towards it in obviously a very bearish manner. As you can see, we've seen a couple of very big red candlesticks come in here over the last couple of weeks. Bitcoin has been moving extremely bearish, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin pulled back down to around $3,000 to $3,200. Like I said, I'm not going to call that as the permanent bottom. I want to see what develops before I start talking about permanent bottoms here. We need the market to develop a little bit more. But my point is here, that I would very, very much like to see, and I could very easily see Bitcoin pulling down to $3,000 to $3,200 and getting support on these correlated levels of support and resistance, because when you have the convergence of support and resistance, that typically makes them a lot stronger. So tell me in the comment section down below what you think about that analysis. Do you think that's a good place for Bitcoin to go? And do you think that's where Bitcoin is actually going to go? Do you think Bitcoin's going to go down to $3,000 to $3,200? And if you think that's going to happen, tell me if you think that's going to be the permanent bottom, because I'm not going to say it's the permanent bottom yet. I want to see what happens. I want to see what plays out. But $3,000 to me anyway would look like a very nice permanent bottom. I could see that being the permanent bottom. Like I said, I'm not calling that. I just want to see what happens in the market before we go there and do that. Anyway, guys, like I said, tell me in the comments section down below what you think. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and hit that subscribe button. And I do also want to go ahead and mention that what I just talked about, the convergence of support and resistance, is an entire video that's about to go live in the course on Wednesday. We're going to be uploading 5 new videos to the course on Wednesday. There's currently 20 videos in the course. That is going to expand to 25 videos. But along with that, one day after I upload those new videos, the price of the course is going to be moving from $99 to $149. So if you guys want to go ahead and get in on the course before that price rises, I do recommend doing so. And we are going to have a sale tomorrow for Black Friday, or excuse me, for Cyber Monday. We missed Black Friday. So if you guys want to go ahead and get in on that when the course is $80, I do highly recommend doing that. If you guys want to pay me more and wait until it goes to $150, I am more than happy to take more of your money, but I would be completely understanding. I would completely understand if you wanted to use that deal. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this video. The links to everything I just talked about are in the description down below. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.